week, we spoke with attorney Jed Dietrich about the importance of contacting an attorney in the case of an auto accident. Well, this morning, let's talk about why that decision is important and how to go about choosing the right one. And of course, your calls and questions are welcome at 644-9840. I was just asking Jed if he had a dog because, you know, we pushed that on this show, but you're an early morning exerciser, huh? So a dog would work out great for you.
Yeah, well, we've had a bunch of dogs in our family. We had 3 dogs when I was growing up, so that was great. And we went to the SPCA and picked up the dogs and we saved them, which I think is very important because there are a lot of animals out there. And if you can save an animal along the way and have a good experience, that's great. But what we're talking about here today, Linda, is choosing the right lawyer when it comes to an auto injury or car accident. And you hear about a lot of the folks on TV and the advertising, oh, call me because I'm an advertising lawyer and I specialize or I handle auto injury cases. And as a lawyer, you're not supposed to say specialized, but we handle this type of case or that type of case. It's important to have a lawyer who's going to look you in the eye and tell you what they're going to do for you, what they can't do for you, and say, hey, if I don't know the answer to a question, I'm going to look it up and get back to you. That's the important thing. It's just like hiring or going to see a doctor. I mean, because really you hire a doctor. There are many doctors out there, there are many lawyers out there. You want a relationship that's a personal relationship, a relationship that's based on trust. And when you have a relationship like that, the arrangement's going to work out properly. So I say when you're going to hire any lawyer, especially when you have an auto injury, you need to sit down with the lawyer, interview the lawyer. Everybody works for free until the case is resolved at the end. Doesn't cost anything in my office. We work on a contingency arrangement just like the other lawyers out there when it comes to personal injury cases. So you want to sit down, talk to somebody, and get the lay of the land in terms of an auto injury because your medical bills are paid by no fault and your insurance company is going to pay your medical bills, but there are certain steps that need to be taken. Your rights have to be preserved and need a lawyer to find out about those types of things. So that's what I like to say. It's important to sit down, have a proper relationship, have a level of trust between you and that person that you're sitting across the table from, so that when you move forward and you call them up and you say, hey, what's going on with this or what's going on with that, they give you a straight answer. And that's important because some of the folks out there, when it comes to advertising lawyers or when it comes to choosing any type of a professional, you hear a marketing campaign and you don't know if that marketing campaign is going to ring true down the road as you're working with someone. So I'm available for a free consultation at 839-3939, and if folks have calls this morning, I'm willing to take those and we can talk about that.
Well, there's an awful lot of car accidents out there just because of the crazy conditions, and everybody has to relearn those skills again. But it's interesting, Jed, because I look at you like you're an attorney that is like the newest wave of attorneys that sees maybe what attorneys in the past did wrong and doesn't want to run a business like that.
Well, yeah, I think the point you're trying to make, and I try to make, and I appreciate you bringing it up, is that I treat others the way I want to be treated. I mean, and I live by that golden rule, and I think if we as a society worked that way together, we'd have a lot less problems. So when someone calls me, I return their call within one business day. I personally do. I give every single client my cell phone number so that if they have a problem on the weekend or at night, they'll call me up. And I've heard other lawyers say, oh, why would you give someone your cell phone number like that? I don't want people bothering me. You know what? The folks that I choose to work with, they have the capacity and the judgment to call me when it's important, and then they don't call me when it's not important. And I had a client call me over the weekend, and it was a prospective client. And when you call my office, you can directly be patched through to my cell phone. I have that set up. It's just push a button, and it goes right through. You call 839-3939 on the weekend, go right to my cell phone. Someone calls me and they say I had an accident 3 years ago and I've had another lawyer working on it and I'm disgruntled and they're not getting me my money in time. I've made an evaluation about that person right from the get-go. So it's got to be a relationship that goes back and forth. And that's the thing. A lot of these folks out there who are advertising for personal injury cases, some of them will take any case that comes in the door. I mean, I don't take every case, but the cases that I do take, I work on, and I try to give the person on the other end of the line and the person that's working with me the proper care and respect so that they come away from the legal experience with a positive outlook on it. Because years ago, the folks didn't have that.
Or how disappointing to think that you're watching an ad, oh, I'm going to work with this person, then you find out you'll never even see that person.
That's exactly right. I meet with every client that comes to me, and that's one of my trademarks.
All right, we have a phone call for you, either a question or a comment. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was wondering when you get a lawyer, like we're listening to Jed, and he says that you don't have any costs until he wins the case. who pays for like the court costs and all the other expenses incurred by the case?
That's a good
That's
question.
a great question.
What happens in my office, and it's traditional in my field, is that the personal injury lawyer will front the expenses in the beginning for the filing costs, to hire an investigator, to file the lawsuit in the Supreme Court, to hire a person to go out and serve the papers. And then at the end of the case, when the case is over with, those disbursements or those costs are taken from the top of the case, and then the attorney's fee comes, and that's a third, and then the resulting figure is for the client. So the good thing is, I mean, you can call my office 100 times, and I don't charge you for phone calls, I don't charge you for letters. It's just the 1/3 fee, and that's the thing. So many folks are out there in terms of other lawyers. We're going to do this for you, we're going to do that for you, and then you hear about a negative experience, and it looks bad on our whole profession. So I'm driving this force behind trying to treat people the way you need to be treated.
And that's one of the first things that will come up in that first consultation with someone. So nobody leaves with a lot of questions
That's
about,
right.
I wonder about, no, get those questions answered
And I'm
right
not going
away.
to say I know the answer to every single question, but I mean, my philosophy is if you don't know the answer, it's my job to go look it up and get back to the person in a timely fashion, usually within one day. So I'm not going to profess to be an expert on every area of the law, but when it comes to the personal injury law, I've focused on that with my practice for more than 10 years. I've been exclusively doing that. And when it comes to a specific area there, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to look it up and get back to you, and usually put it in writing.
All right, Jed. Well, I'll tell you, sounds good to you? This is where you want to call, the Dietrich Law Firm, 839-3939, 839-3939. You may also go online. You can go to www.calljed.com, and his office is located at 1323 North Forest Road in Amherst. Jed, we'll see you again soon, right?
Thanks, Linda. My pleasure.
All right. Happy
Thank you.
New Year.
Happy New
We'll
Year.
take a